My 24 or so gallon nano hexagon reef is now actually a reef. It's now been nearly 3 months since this mostly dry rock tank has been set up, and I've added about 20 or so corals to the tank. Of course, the tank does feature my true perculas, which have yet to spawn, but hopefully it won't be too much longer. They generally do hang out together almost all the time. As I said, I added about 20 corals. They're mostly from my frag tank, other than a few mushrooms I got from a friend. Everything has pretty much done well, other than this one leptastria. Here it is. For a while I was running the tank at 85, which I guess was a little bit too hot for it. The reason why the temperature was so high was I was trying to encourage the clownfish to spawn. I now run the tank at 80, 81, and it hasn't died, it just bleached out. Since I have so many, I added another one, so we'll see, maybe they'll eventually grow together. The rock has really colored up nicely. There's quite a bit of coralline. There is a bit of hair algae and some other kind of long, stringy algae. It's a little bit of a pain to remove, but with tweezers you can get most of it. Keep in mind this rock was dry 3 months ago, so it's looking pretty good. The glass has been a bit of a challenge to clean. The tank does get a lot of direct sunlight, and it's a pretty scratched up tank given that it was built in 1991. Normally I do keep it clean, but I've left this panel dirty deliberately just to take a look at the copepods. I am probably going to add a pair of mandarins to this tank. Now, they actually eat pellets, but obviously they would prefer copepods. Looking with my cheapo clip-on macro, you can see there's quite a few copepods. There are lots of other critters in the tank too. I have been feeding quite a bit of phytoplankton, and they all came from the 1 or 2 pieces of live rock that I added to the tank originally. This is the actual live rock. It came from my frag tank sump. You can see it does have hair algae growing on it, but there's all kinds of critters in there and some other weird algae, bubble algae, but it's not really a big deal. There's lots of little feather dusters. Everything in this tank seems to be doing well, especially considering it's not very old. While the tank is open top during the day, I do cover it at night just in case one of these guys decides to jump. I woke up the other day and I was shocked to only find one clownfish, as one of them actually made it down the drain. It was the male and he was no worse for wear, but I did find a simple solution. The added benefit is this really quiets the overflow. Not that I really care that much, but it's nice. The current light I'm running is the Aquanite V2. This is actually for another nano reef that I haven't set up, but since it's not set up, I'm using it here and now. It's much nicer than the Par 38. It gives more of a Kessel-like spotlight effect, which works really well given the aquascape. There's all kinds of shadows and whatnot. So maybe I will get a Kessel for this tank eventually. That's more than I was hoping to spend, but I really like the focused light with the shimmer lines. Probably the next time I do a video I will have the mandarins in here most likely. Otherwise there'll be a lot more coral. This is just a simple tank. If you didn't watch the other video, the sump is just a 5-gallon bucket. There's a filter sock and a pump and a heater. It's just a fun little project, but it's become quite the nice little reef. Thanks for watching, and happy reefing.